Hey everybody, and welcome to episode 5 of the Concho Sports Show. I'm SHEA Harris, coming to you from Concho Sports Network World Headquarters in San Angelo, Texas, the town formerly known as Santa Angela, way back in the Wild West days in the late 1800s. As always, I'm here with my co-host Vince Salazar. How you doing, buddy?
Matt, yeah, doing good. I mean, second week in a row you've been able to come up with some good history here on the city of San Angelo. I had no idea. I think it's actually kind of close. There's a city, little city called Santa Ana. It's kind of right out there out in San Angelo. So I won't be surprised if maybe they stole a little bit of that history out there from them. So.
I don't know, maybe. So before we get started, I just wanted to thank our sponsor, Wingstop on Knickerbocker Road in San Angelo. They have the best wings in town. So if you want some wings, give them a call, 325-227-6777 for pickup or delivery. Also, you can go to wingstop.com and order, or they have phone apps for Android and your iPhone. So plenty of ways to order. And also follow us on social media if you like what we do. You can just search us at Concho Sports on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. And we also have Fire TV and Roku apps, so you can watch everything we do on your TV. All right, so now it is time to get started with Vince. Let's see what he has going on today.
Man, we even got the sound this week, man. We're really
added
rolling.
a sound effect this time.
Well, once again, kind of not a whole lot going on this week. We just kind of been hearing a little bit about some rumors of possibly when some sports may be coming back. I think I mentioned last week NASCAR was kind of the first one to finally officially say hopefully by the end of May they're going to be trying to come back and race without crowds. Some of the other reports I was hearing, I believe the NBA, there was rumors that they might try to come back and possibly perform I think Disney World in Orlando. The state of Florida has actually made certain sports an okay revenue. I still can't believe that they would allow fans in there. Football was a major question mark that they're still looking forward to for the fall. A lot of people believe it will be back. It's just we have no idea what fan-wise that's going to look like. So still a lot that we really don't know. Other than that, we had some pretty good other highlights going on. I've seen a lot more virtual sports continuing on, kind of taking the road. Virtual, baseball was on the other day, so that was kind of interesting to see. Some more virtual racing. I can't remember the other one I saw. There was another. I think it was hockey. I think they had a hockey game on as well. So that's been pretty fun. They've been showing some old highlights. I actually got to watch the 96 Cowboys play yesterday on Fox, where they played against the Packers in the NFC Championship. So that was pretty fun to go back and rewatch historically wise. But, of course, this week I wanted to share with you something you had saw on my Facebook post. Not really dealing with sports, but something I really had to ask you about as well. I know you saw it. You reacted to it. It was in South Carolina, where I believe they had called the police to help them out with it. There is an alligator outside of a folks' home, and boy, in that video, he did not want to leave. I was going to ask you, partner, since we don't really have anything like that out in West Texas, or really you have to go all the way down, probably close to Houston to see anything close. How would you react to finding an alligator out there in your front yard?
Well, I probably react about the same way as I did when I replied to your post on Facebook. I posted that meme of I think it's the octopus down on the bottom of the seafloor, just on its legs, just running off right out of frame.
Yeah.
I would run away. I mean, I guess I would stay in my house, but if I was outside and I saw that, I would definitely take off. I can't even imagine living somewhere where you're just walking around and you see alligators just crawling around out of the lagoons and just out in your front yard.
Yeah,
crazy.
Yeah, that's an experience right there.
Yeah.
That's all I got for this week, partner.
All right. Only one little note on any area sports news, and that's with Miles football. They finally found their new head football coach to replace Charles Bowles, who took another position somewhere else, and that's Jason Wilhelm from Menard. And he had been there for a few years, so now they're going to be in the same district, and he's going to be coaching against his old team. So that's going to be interesting to see what happens there.
Yeah, definitely interesting. We still got to wait to see who will take over it out in El Dorado, and now for Menard as well. But definitely things will be heating up as we get closer to the start of fall football coming up here. Hopefully a few months.
Yes, sir. Yeah, hopefully everything is going to be on schedule with everything with football. All right, well, let's go ahead and welcome our guests. And yeah, I said guests for the first time. We have more than one guest. We're going to be talking about Lakeview Chiefs soccer. We're really excited to talk about that. And we have Coach Kyle Jones, the head coach there at Lakeview, along with, he brought two players, Josh Torres, a sophomore defender, great player. Also freshman Tyler Dunn, who's a forward. So let's go ahead and welcome these guys. Welcome to the show, guys. How you doing?
Doing good.
Thanks for having us.
Pretty good.
Awesome. So, it's kind of we were talking about this kind of before we went on. Unless you're at work or something, everything's kind of different now and not a lot to do. So how are you guys kind of killing time with all of your free time and all the social distancing and everything? Coach.
Well, I've gotten more yard work done these past month and a half, 2 months than I have all during the season because there's not a lot of time to do stuff during the season. But it's been a nice little break. Miss the guys, miss competing, but overall it's been very refreshing to have a little time off and spend with my wife and son. You don't get to see them a lot during the season either, so it's been a nice little break, but ready to get back to work.
Yeah, I bet everybody's ready to get back to everything that they're usually supposed to be doing. Josh, what have you been up to?
Recently, I've actually redid my whole room because why not? There's nothing else to do. But other than that, it's really been working. That's it.
Right.
Yeah, I missed all of this, just working out, sports, competing.
Tyler?
Honestly, I've just been sleeping a lot, doing nothing, eating most of the day.
Got your face blocked.
Most times, my fault. Most times when I can, I go outside, juggle a little bit.
Juggle?
Yes, sir.
How long have you been juggling?
Oh, like soccer. I juggle around with a soccer ball for a bit.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh man, I thought we had a interesting little hobby there. Yeah, I guess, you got to keep your skills up, man. You don't want to lose
Yes, sir.
those soccer skills. And hopefully I'll remember, I've got a question related to that I'm going to ask you to kind of towards the end. All right, so Coach, you actually, you're at Lakeview now coaching the soccer team, but you played soccer back in the day at Central. You were a great player there, and you even got to coach there for a year as an assistant before you got the job at Lakeview. So talk about that, your experience playing at Central, coaching, and then what it was like to finally get your head coaching job at Lakeview and kind of how different that is from, just kind of compare the two schools and your experiences.
No, it was great. I love playing at Central. I actually played for Tony, who's still there now, and he was my coach. I think that was his first year taking over, and he's been there ever since. It was awesome to play for him, and he taught us a lot. Once I graduated, I went to Howard Payne University and played, and since then just fell in love with coaching. Coached for Odessa High for a year, and then we moved back to San Angelo, got to work at Central, like you said. And it was a good experience. I love San Angelo ISD. Coach McCauley has been doing a great job leading this athletic department with Coach Baker. And Coach Guevara at Lakeview, it's been awesome working with him. We came in at the same time. And he's really done a good job at making it feel like home. We have a family camaraderie at Lakeview. Everybody feels like they belong. Everybody feels like they're a part of something. And especially since we've been turning things around, I know Lakeview struggled for a little bit, not only soccer-wise, but athletically as a whole. And since we've had a turnover of staff and brought in some new guys, it's been great to see. I love my time at Central. Central's on a great path. Wouldn't change that for anything, but I love where I'm at. I love being at Lakeview.
And at Lakeview, you've got it's kind of a smaller school, maybe smaller classes, things like that. Talk about what you like about that compared to, a huge school like Central.
Oh, yeah. Just class size. I love the smaller classes. You actually get to know students one-on-one in a smaller setting. In the hallways, you see kids 3-4 times a day. Where at Central, I saw them one time, and that was in class, and then they were gone, and they were across campus the rest of the day. But that's the best thing. These guys that are on here now and the soccer team, it's like a big family. I love those guys. They work hard for you. They bust their butt, and they do what's asked of them. And it's not just them. It's a school whole, having that north side pride. We pride ourselves in being disciplined as a campus, as a community, and I feel like we're starting to represent San Angelo as a whole very well.
Awesome. Now, Josh and Tyler, I mean, I'm really curious. So obviously, when it comes to things like school, things are a lot different now. You know, you're kind of doing the virtual learning, the home-based learning, things like that. So just talk about that, starting with Josh, what that's like and how big of an adjustment was it, and how long did it take to kind of get used to all that kind of thing?
I'm still getting used to it. Like, it's hard to put everything in a schedule. Like, I yet have a schedule, but I just try to fit it in what I can do.
And Tyler, what about you?
It's definitely a new experience. Like Josh, I'm still getting used to it. It's hard to sort around all the classes and the different meetings you got to show up to, but I'm getting around to it.
Cool. So let's go ahead and kind of start talking about your season and some actual soccer talk. So this is for all you guys, all three of you guys. So obviously you didn't get to finish your season. You got most of the regular season in. You didn't get to show what you could do in the playoffs. So how tough is it to not get to finish and not get to, you know, just get that kind of closure on your season to see how far you could go and what kind of damage you could do, you know, trying to make a run through the playoffs?
Yeah, last year we went 3 rounds in the playoffs. We were 1 win away from the regional tournament, and having the same group of guys back this year was a tough pill to swallow, not knowing that your season's over, and that's something that these seniors won't get back. Appreciate the time that they put in and the work that they put in for us, and it's just tough knowing that what we could have done. We were building on what we did last year, and to know that we won't get to see these guys in full swing at the same team heading into next year is tough, but I got faith that we'll go even deeper next year.
Josh, any thoughts on that?
Nope, he's pretty summed it up. Yeah, we had a pretty good team this year. Like, this is one of the best years we had in Lakeview soccer history, and I thought we could go deep in the playoffs. I just hate that we can't finish the season.
Yeah, man, it's tough. And Tyler, we'll talk about this a little more in a minute, but you were on the JV because you transferred from Glenn, so you weren't able to play on varsity yet. But so I guess you may have gotten most of your season in, but just talk about your season a little bit, what that experience was like. And I know you led them in goals on JV, and how excited you are for next year to be on varsity and see what you can do there with the rest of the team.
It was definitely exciting hopping into a new level of sports, going from playing up against different teams in Dallas and then going up against boys that are 3-4 years older than you. And it was a nice way to easily settle into things. And I'm really excited for next year.
And Coach, just kind of to close this thought out, what was your message to the team and all the players, you know, because this is obviously kind of an unprecedented thing, and nobody's ever had to go through something like this, you know, not getting to complete a season like that. So what did you tell them, and what lessons did you want them to learn from all this?
Right, and before every district game, I always tell them, or any game for that matter, you need to play like it's your last. You could get hurt, end your season, end your career, something, God forbid, you could get into a car accident going to the game. Something could happen, take away your season away. So the message has still been pretty clear. We ended on a good note, back-to-back district champions. Even though we're co-champions this year, I still feel like that we're heading in the right direction. And these guys know now that not only can an injury end your season, but something out of everybody's control can end it. Whether it's a sickness going around or our leaders of the state or leaders of this country, anything could happen. Anybody could shut us down at any time, and everybody needs to play like it's their last game.
Yeah, absolutely right, Coach. I mean, can't agree more with that. I mean, it's been a very strange incident that we've had occur that we've never been used to occurring before. But yeah, I definitely want to ask you a little bit, looking forward toward the future, Coach. I know things sadly didn't end the way we were hoping, but talk a little bit about those positives. I'm sorry, I got my tongue twisted there. About the positives you kind of have going forward with your program. We see a lot of positives going on right now at Lakeview. Tell us about what you're hoping to see coming up here in the next few years.
Next few years look great. I mean, like we said, last year when we made our run 3 rounds deep, district champs, we lost 10 seniors. This year we bounced back and we're only losing 4 guys, 4 seniors to graduation. We got a lot of talent coming back. Isaiah Sanchez, he was a first team forward this year. He scored 6 district goals and had 7 assists, in district. And overall, he ended the season with 16 goals and 16 assists. So we're definitely looking forward to him stepping in and filling some of Daniel's shoes since he was the all-time school leader in goals this year. And we got Tyler coming back as well with 6 goals on JV, and we're hoping to carry that momentum forward. As far as defensively goes, Josh will be back. He's only a sophomore. We're going to have him 2 more years. And we had 3 or 4 freshmen that were honorable mentions this year that we're looking to step up and take on more of a leadership role next year and help carry this team.
Yeah, I mean, understandable, Coach. We also got a little bit of look of the, I guess, the awards that we're giving out earlier. Of course, you earned the Coach of the Year, so big congratulations for you on there, Coach. You have Daniel Ramos, the district MVP, first team forward Isaiah Sanchez, Ricky Ramirez, first team midfielder, Adrian Flores, first team defense. So, I mean, you got a lot of great guys really on this list here, Coach, including yourself. Tell us, just about the work ethic that you kind of implemented for your team to get so good going back-to-back district champs.
It all starts in the off season. These guys, we got several guys that play multiple sports, so they're not there at the beginning of the off season. So as soon as they're done with, like Josh plays football, as soon as he's done with football, he has to jump straight into soccer mode, and we only have about a month to get everybody caught up with our message, tactics, what we expect, and all of them have done a great job responding. The majority of our guys do just play soccer, and it's really nice to have because you can set that tone in the off season. What our goals are. Each player sets their own individual goals. We set goals as a team, and I'm just blessed to have these guys that put in the work, whether it's hot. I mean, we start in August on the turf. I checked the temperature out there one day, and it was 120, and then the next day is 125, and we're out there every day just grinding it out, working, doing sprints, doing ball work, a lot of technical skills, and nobody complains. Nobody says a word. Everybody just sucks it up. They do what they need to do, and the results of that are back-to-back district champs.
Yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right, Coach. The effects really show through there. But of course, I got a question here for Josh and Tyler. SHEA mentioned it. Y'all didn't really sadly get a chance to end the season. But, looking forward toward the future here, does that kind of make y'all a little bit more hungry to try to go back to push this team even further to maybe make that run for the state championship?
Oh, yeah.
Most definitely. It's like,
Go ahead, Tyler.
it's just, well, looking back at the season with all the accomplishments we've had, Daniel 20-plus goals, Isaiah's setting an assist record, you got our defenders doing their job, and all of them coming back except Daniel. It's really exciting to see, and knowing with how the season ended now, I know that everyone's going to get back to work and get ready for the season again.
Yeah, since we have such a young team, everyone's mostly coming back except for 4 people. Like we're gonna get better and better as the season goes along. So I think we're all hungry as a whole team.
Yeah, and guys, I'm kind of curious as well, since y'all aren't technically allowed to go and practice as a team together, y'all can't utilize the facilities like usual. What are y'all kind of doing right now to kind of stay in shape and get ready for the season, or till the time when everybody can finally come back together and start practicing with each other again?
I usually go on some routes to run. I have a big backyard, so I just do sprints, do a little ball work. That's pretty much it. I just run, stay in shape.
Coach still has us doing workouts every Mondays, Thursdays, and Tuesdays, so it's more of like that to help us stay in shape, and also watching videos of the pros doing it. It really helps your mindset.
Yeah, excellent effort there, guys. I mean, phenomenal season. I know, Sally, things didn't, go the way we were hoping to see. I know for me, I'm from Angelo State. So for our guys in baseball, the baseball team was looking to have another big year. We were hoping to maybe make a run for the national championship, but sadly, things kind of didn't go that way. So, definitely a big understanding from how y'all feel, but still a big congrats for what y'all did and accomplished. Not an easy thing to go back-to-back district champs, so definitely well-earned, and just a great job to you guys there. And, y'all both still got a big career coming up, so it's going to be a lot of fun times out there at Lakeview, I'm sure.
Yes, sir.
Coach Jones, they mentioned a little bit of what they're doing, since they can't work out with the team. But so what are you telling the guys with, I guess it's basically like your off season, but you can't do anything together. And so what are you telling them, they need to work on?
Main thing is they got to stay sharp with their ball skills and stay in shape. I don't think some of them understand how fast that they can get out of shape. I've been posting workouts for them to do. I'll give them, they have to send a picture to me of the route that they ran from their phone, or they got to send a picture of me as soon as they're done running. I hope none of them are just splashing water in their face and saying, I ran a mile. But that's basically just the way to keep them motivated, keep them in shape, keep them going, because we know that summer workouts, the UIL is still trying to determine what we're going to be doing with summer workouts. But hopefully that this doesn't deter us too bad, and we're not the only ones going through it. The whole state's going through it. Our whole country's going through it. So hopefully that they take this to heart. They're actually doing what they need to do to stay in shape, and it will carry over into next year.
And we've talked a little about the 2 district titles in a row that you guys have won. So talk about that, how good that feels for the program, and just how, because really these were, 2 of the best years, at least in a long time, kind of turning the program around. So talk about that process, how you've kind of gotten that going with the program rolling and winning, being on a really good run now.
Yeah, it's been a long process, I'll say. I got to Lakeview 3 years ago, and a lot of people, they only see the success that we have now and what these guys have been doing. And a lot of people don't know that my first year there, we were 2-18. We were transitioning back down to 4A, but we were competitive with those 5A schools. We still had numbers of a 4A competing against 5As. And a lot of people don't know that the toll that took on not just me as a coach. I mean, to go 2-18 as a first year head coach, that it's not a good feeling. But it wasn't just about me. These guys, they never quit. They never gave up. They never said, hey, coach, I'm quitting. I'm done. In fact, we've had more people come out after that season to tryouts. We've carried more players on the team since my first year than we did in about 4 or 5 years at Lakeview. So it's been awesome to see, and just the work ethic these guys have. And it's not an easy process whenever you go into a place and you know that there's going to have to be some changes made and there's going to have to be discipline. You just pray and you hope that everybody jumps on board quick. And unfortunately, it wasn't quick with that first year, but now we're starting to steamroll and we're heading in the right direction.
And on those lines, heading in the right direction, and after these 2 big years in a row, you talk a little bit about, what you have coming back next year, but how good do you think you guys can be? Do you think you can take even another step? And just talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, that was definitely our goal heading into this year, was state tournament. 1 game away from the regional tournament, and who we were set up to play against, if we had won that last playoff game, we had a chance to be regional finalists. And of course, heading into next year, I know that there's a lot of teams around us in our region, especially, that are losing quite a few seniors and upperclassmen, and the talent level that they have is just kind of dropping off. And while they're dropping off, we're just getting better and better and better every day. And we've got some kids that have come to Lakeview, like Tyler. Tyler transferred to Lakeview. Great athlete, great student, and we're hoping to continue that heading into the next few years. And I think that if we can do that, state tournament should be a consistent goal of the whole soccer program year after year.
Awesome. Yeah, I look forward to seeing what you guys do next year, especially when you're hopefully going to get that opportunity to really show what you can do in the playoffs. And you definitely deserve, that opportunity. So we're excited to see that. Talking about, you mentioned Daniel Ramos, just an incredible goal scorer. I think he had 24 goals that he had this past season?
24. Mm-hmm.
Wow. And of course he was a senior. He'll be moving on. But like you said, you have some really good goal scorers coming up, including Tyler and I think Isaiah Sanchez. So talk about that, how you're going to fill that. Do you think you can be a higher scored team? And actually, one thing I remembered also looking at your season stats, I believe you only gave up like 4 goals in district. I think 34 goals you scored and only 4. So that's like, I think half a goal a game. So talk about your defense and then your offense and your defense, kind of how those work together.
Yeah, it all starts with our goalkeeper. He did a phenomenal job this year. He went 3-0 in shootouts, which those two of those shootout wins were in district, which helped us claim that district title. And it starts with him. Carlos did a great job for us. He's moved on since then, of course, but we're hoping to fill those shoes. And coming back, we have Adrian Flores, first team defender. We've got Josh, who's a defensive MVP, coming back. Ricky, first team defender, midfield player, coming back. So as far as the back line goes, we're looking to be successful for the next 2, 3, 4 years, especially. Heading up to our attack, our forwards, we had George Lopez, who a lot of people didn't get to see because he had an Achilles injury and he missed half of our district season. He ended the season with 5 goals. 3 of those were in district. So we've got some guys that can score and that can play. Tyler's a goal scorer. Tyler's up there. He's going to bust his butt, get better, and he's only going to be a sophomore next year. So as far as that goes, we've got some guys that can definitely step in and fill those shoes of Daniel. Daniel did a great job. Like you said, he scored 24 goals this year. If we had the playoffs, that number would have went up, and I feel like that number should have gone up, but he missed a little bit of the season as well at the beginning due to a concussion.
You're definitely a very exciting team. And Josh, you were the defensive MVP in the district, and you're only a sophomore. So talk about your season. Talk about the work you do defensively to be as good as you are, and what you kind of do, just to be that good defensively.
Actually, in the beginning of the season, I had to transfer positions, but I was in midfield and moved to defense. But to me, it's just technique. I've been playing soccer since I was 5, and I've just been coached well. I just stick to techniques.
Yeah, you mentioned how early you guys start. I know, a lot of kids in San Angelo and everywhere really start really young with soccer. It kind of reminds me, my nephew just started playing soccer as a 3-year-old, and those are some really interesting games out there on the San Angelo Soccer Association fields out there at the dam. And if anybody's been out there, by the way, I guess you guys probably know this, but when it's cold outside, it's about like 50 degrees colder out there. It's like a wind tunnel being funneled through onto those fields. I went to the first game this year, and it was really cold, and I just had a light jacket on or something, and I was freezing to death. Just kind of a random aside there. So how early did you guys start, Josh and Tyler, playing soccer, organized soccer?
Since 5.
3 years old.
5.
Yeah. So you mentioned, Coach, that Tyler transferred and he's only a freshman. Tyler, how do you think that prepared you getting to, for one thing, making the adjustment to move, play JV? How do you think that's going to prepare you for next year? As you're a goal scorer, so how is that going to prepare you for next year on varsity?
Well, coming in, I was very hesitant because, leaving a school you've been at all your life with friends that you've grown up with, and just switching over like that. It was a hard decision, but looking back on it, it was one of the biggest decisions of my life. Now that I see the opportunities that I have at this school, it's way easier to get noticed. The classes are way better, and just the way that we've been training makes me think that next year is going to be one of my best seasons I'll have.
Awesome. All right, guys. It's been a great chat so far. And like I told you earlier, we do like to end with what we call overtime, some fun, quick hitter questions, hopefully get to know you guys better and have some fun. So let's go ahead and get started with that. Yep. Another sound effect, Vince.
I know, I was going to say, man, it's like we're just adding more and more every week.
By the way, Vince, do you have any questions you want to ask for this? I probably should have asked you beforehand.
You know what? Probably next week I'll be ready to go. You caught me off the moment there, partner. But we'll go with what we have, man. We always got some good ones already that you come up with. We'll just go with that.
Yeah, because most of these we already know your answers because we've already done this. So anyway, so let's start off with an easy one. Hopefully for you guys, everybody can chime in. Ford or Chevy?
Chevy.
Ford.
Chevy.
All right.
Chevy.
That's 2-1.
All right. I know the only one I said I couldn't go with you there, Coach. But your players, man, they got the right idea already.
Well, like I drive a Ford now, but I used to drive a Chevy, so who knows? I may go back to Chevy someday. We'll see what happens. All right. Here's a good one, especially for Josh and Tyler. We'll see if Kyle wants to chime in. Coach Jones, Xbox or PlayStation?
Xbox.
Xbox.
PlayStation.
Okay, Josh said
PlayStation.
Xbox. Tyler, what did you flip flop or did you just say PlayStation?
I said Xbox.
PlayStation.
So.
Wait, who said PlayStation?
I did.
Oh, okay. I had it backwards. All right, Vince, you got an opinion there?
Oh yeah, that's I got to go PlayStation. I was born on that Sony PlayStation, man. I had the original for Christmas of 1999. Y'all probably don't know what it is. There was called the PSX. It's like a big gray box.
Yeah.
And man,
I had one
I
of
played
those.
that thing. Yes, I played that thing like crazy as a kid, man. I had Spyro the Dragon, Crash Bandicoot, and then from there, I was just raised on that PlayStation. So I sadly got to go Sony all the way.
Yeah, I never had the PS1. I had a PlayStation 2. And I think that's the only PlayStation I had. And I had Xbox 360. And I think that's it as far as PlayStation and Xbox. I remember, I had a Nintendo 64 and a Super Nintendo. That's how old I am. So,
nice.
Actually, no. I had an original NES.
Oh,
OG
shoot,
Nintendo.
you went all the way back. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
like 80s, I think, right? 80s, 70s?
Yeah. Yeah, mid-80s. Mid to late 80s, yeah. Yeah. All right, guys. So does anybody have a favorite hobby or thing they like to do when they're not in school, they're not working, they're not playing soccer?
Me and my son go fishing all the time.
Okay. Are there any good spots you like to go to out in San Angelo, Coach, to go fishing?
I usually go, if you go down like you're going to the airport, turn left by that Stripes, and you can catch some pretty good fish out there.
Yeah. Josh?
Sleeping.
Good one. I
Getting
like that one.
Kind of,
Tyler, I thought when I was going to ask this earlier, Tyler was going to say juggling, but that's just soccer ball. You got anything else, Tyler? Anything you like to do for fun?
Mainly either playing games or watching anime.
okay.
Anime, that's cool.
Yeah.
What's your favorite anime?
I have too many to choose from. I'm watching One Piece right now though.
Yeah, I think that show
One
has
Piece is
like
up there.
hundreds and hundreds or maybe thousands of episodes. Probably take you a while. That'll probably keep you busy. Haven't seen it.
Oh,
but
I'm already
I've
caught
heard about
up.
it. Oh, you are? Wow.
Yeah.
I'm impressed.
Episode like 962.
I got to ask you, man, because I saw on your back wall, you had some pennants up there, and I got to ask you, who was your favorite team out there in the Metroplex?
I don't know. I can't really decide. No, I really can't decide.
It's too hard to decide. Nope, it's
Yeah,
just too
it's
many.
hard
I
to
understand,
choose your
man.
favorite of things, especially like TV shows and things like that. There's too many good ones. Let's see where we're at now. Oh, okay. Here's a good one. Okay, between Josh and Tyler, and Coach, you can answer this too if you want. Who's faster?
Me,
Whoa.
the fastest one on
All
the
three
team.
of you? You all disagree. I guess
If they were to give me about a week to train, I would blow them all away without pulling a muscle.
yeah, you got to make sure you do a lot of stretching before you try to run as fast as you can. That's for sure. And what do you guys play sports other than soccer?
I play football.
I used to play football and basketball, but I just decided to drop those.
Yeah, that's how I was in high school. I just concentrated on one sport. All right, so, okay. What is your favorite sports movie?
Remember the Titans.
Bench warmers.
That's a good one. I
Waterboy.
haven't heard that one yet.
All right, so we got two comedies.
Yeah,
And
we didn't
one
get either of those two
serious
yet, so
one.
that's pretty good.
Yeah. Sometimes forget about those. Last week we had Matt Stepp said
Major League, was that
Major
one?
League, yeah.
Yeah.
Which
That's
is
a classic.
Yeah, definitely one of the funniest ones.
Yeah.
Okay. Better ball handler, Josh or Tyler?
Oh, Tyler. Tyler.
Is that why he's a forward?
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Coach? You think you're,
I have to. I'm okay. I was always a defender, but I'd have to say Tyler on this one.
Yeah.
Sorry, Josh.
No, it's okay.
well, I mean, hey, that's okay, man. You're a district defensive MVP, so I mean,
That's right.
hey,
Yeah. You got the accolades, man.
nobody else can say that.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, if you could only choose one to eat for the rest of your life, would you choose barbecue or Mexican food?
Barbecue.
Ooh. Mexican.
Barbecue.
Mexican.
Josh, you said Mexican? All right,
Yeah.
you're the first person on the show to say
our first
Mexican to
one.
choose that over barbecue. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm
That's
glad
the
we
first
finally
one.
had somebody say that.
Hey, enchiladas go hard.
Yeah, see, that's the thing for me. Like two people have said so far that the reason they chose barbecue is because you can put, meat in a tortilla, but you can't do that with enchiladas. You're gonna lose enchiladas if you choose barbecue, and that's tough to do.
That's a tough one to give up, man.
All right, and here's the question I'm gonna keep asking until somebody gives me the answer I'm looking for. But you guys can answer however you want. Okay, creamy or crunchy peanut butter?
Creamy.
Creamy.
Okay.
There
See?
we go. That's another sweet.
Yeah, nobody has said crunchy yet, but I said crunchy, so I got to keep asking until somebody says crunchy. Got to keep asking that weird question.
Oh.
All right. Actually, okay, let's take this one step further. What's your favorite? What are you going to go with? Peter Pan or Skippy or Jif? Or who cares?
Jif.
Peter Pan.
Jif.
Tyler, do you care?
I said Jif.
Oh, you said Jif? Okay. All right.
Yes, sir.
Well, there we go. Okay, guys, it's been a lot of fun talking to you guys, getting the lowdown on Lakeview soccer. So, we really appreciate it, and I guess hopefully we'll get to talk to you guys again sometime soon, maybe next season. Once the season gets going, we can talk to you guys again and see how things are going.
Sounds good. Thank you guys for having us out. We really appreciate it.
You bet.
Yeah, of course. Great luck, guys. I mean, it's been great having y'all with us. So, hopefully everything keeps going on, and we'll get to see some more Lakeview soccer here pretty soon.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Heard.
All right, Vince. That was Lakeview Soccer with Coach Jones, Josh Torres, and Tyler Dunn. Any closing thoughts?
Yeah, man. I mean, it was a phenomenal year for them. I feel so sad for a lot of, their team and a lot of those guys, the seniors on there. We hear so much about that where a lot of these teams were doing phenomenal and just sadly with everything that happened, just unable to finish. But boy, still, a fantastic outing by the Chiefs going back-to-back district champs. I feel, as they continue on for the next couple of years, they're going to continue to get better. And man, they're going to be a really fun program to watch out there. So definitely that's one team to keep an eye on out here in the Concho Valley is your Lakeview Chiefs, and just see, the improvements that they've done. So it's great having them on. It's fantastic to hear from the coach. We had our first ever players as well on here. So, I mean, we're just continuing to advance every week, man. We got some new sound effects, new setups and everything, man. See, I even had my scarf on today, so I came ready to go, man.
Yeah, if you ask me, it's way too hot for a scarf, but
I have my soccer scarf.
Man, especially in this room where I'm at right now, the air conditioner's not on, so it's getting pretty hot. It's a good thing that we're getting close to the end of the show here, so I can go cool off. All right. Yeah, it was another great show. Great to talk to these guys. And by the way, I should have remembered to do this last week too, but next week we're going to have Charles Bryce on from the San Angelo Standard-Times to talk a little bit about the all-decade teams that they've been putting out. So that should be a lot of fun. So we'll have that on next Wednesday. And I just wanted to thank our sponsor, Wingstop, again on Knickerbocker Road in San Angelo, 325-227-6777, wingstop.com, or on the Wingstop app on your phone to order, pickup, or delivery. Also wanted to invite you to follow us at Concho Sports on all social media, the best way to keep up with everything we do, all of the news content we put out for our area, all of our game broadcasts that we do, which will be starting up again in the fall. Also shows like this one and any other video we do. Also, we have a Roku and Amazon Fire TV app, so on either of those platforms, if you search Concho Sports, you'll be able to install the app and watch everything on your TV. All right, just wanted to thank everybody for watching. Have a great day.